Hey guys, it's birdn here from Matic Gaming, and today in this video I am going to walk you through the Scarlet's Playhouse. Now this is the new content, almost like a mini dungeon, sort of like Canuck's Lair. It's pretty short, it's not too difficult, but you can only access this after you finish quite a bit of the story of the Clockwork Chaos Living story. So usually when you first log in, you are going to go to the Crown Pavilion and you're going to do some events there. I don't want to spoil anything, but basically there's a few steps. And one of the biggest steps is having to complete you have to stop the portals 5 times out in the world. Those are the big meta events that are going on right now. And if you go to the zone and you're able to kill enough enemies within the allotted time of 45 minutes, then you stop the portals. But actually, you actually get rewarded even if you fail. But if you win and you finish before the timer, you get to fight Scarlet and you get some more loot. So it's recommended that you try to finish before the timer, but it doesn't always happen, just depending on what server you're on. So we are walking through the first zone, and I put some arrows here because there are 2 ways to go, to the right and left. And you just want to go to the left because you can avoid a lot of the mobs to the right. That's kind of a reoccurring theme in this dungeon. There are quite a few mobs you can skip, so you need to kind of keep your eye out, and I'll mention that. Now I put this arrow here to show you kind of where you need to go. So you're going to have to kill those creatures or those mobs in front of you and then walk up this hill. And once you get up to the top of this hill, this will be your first boss fight against Scarlet. And you fight her a few times and she kind of changes up her mechanics. Now this one, we're just going to kill some ads. And if you actually look in the brazier in the middle, there's Lord Farron, and he's actually naked. He's in his Speedo. And he's being cooked right now. So what we have to do is we have to grab these fire extinguishers. And we have to put out the fire. You see she was spraying the fire underneath. Now we have to spray it out. So it only has a limited use. And then the fire goes out, and so you are going to get some ads coming up. So you kill the ads, and basically it's a rinse and repeat kind of fight. So once you kill the ads, you will see Scarlet start to light the fire again. Then you're going to have to grab the fire extinguisher and then basically start all over. So it's a pretty easy fight. It didn't really have too many problems with it. Just make sure you're grabbing these fire extinguishers when you can, and you're putting out these fires. So again, it's just a rinse and repeat fight. So you'll see that we put out the fires. Now she's lighting up back up, and she's summoning these ads. And once we kill these guys, then we'll save Lord Farron. Alright, so this is the next zone. This is the Centaur one, if you've been at Crown Pavilion. Now, we end up killing the first group, but if you actually see, all these groups are running patrol, and it's basically kind of like a maze. I'm not going to make a diagram of exactly the routes they run, because I don't think it's too difficult, but you just kind of have to watch. It almost reminds me of a game like Metal Gear Solid, where you have to watch their patterns and then make sure that you're not going to get caught. So you'll see the way we do it is pretty simple. We killed this first group, and then we headed to the right, and you're going to start seeing some mobs running around. So we saw that group, so we made a quick turn to the right. And we're going to go straight, but we figured we could probably get around without having to attack anyone. So we ran around, and as you can see, our route was pretty safe, and we kind of fall behind these guys. If you do run up this ramp, the gate is actually closed, and we're actually wondering where to go for a second. This is our first time in here. So we come down, and there's the entrance here. Now, they did catch us, and they have a ton of CC. You can see, basically I have 300 health before I got through. Luckily I have this form. But if you run, they will de-aggro. So we just ran, and here is the second Scarlet fight. Now, if you have done the Aether Blade Retreat, you might actually think that this fight looks fairly familiar. And it sort of is. She has this shield on that you can't get off. You can't do damage to her unless, basically you have to drag her under those mortars. Now, it's a lot easier than my turn because Scarlet doesn't move as much as my turn does. My turn had a lot of movement skills, just kind of flying around the map. And basically all you have to do is just group up as a team, and you stand on where the mortars are going to explode. and you can listen to it and you can time it after you hear a couple shots, and you just stand on there as long as you can and dodge right at the last second, and then you won't get hit and she will, and her armor will come off. I think you can see us doing it here, just sitting there and waiting, and the last second we dodge and she takes the hit, and she's easy to burn down as long as you get the shield off. And like I said, comparing it to my Trin, this boss is a lot easier just because it doesn't move around as much. It is a lot squishier. You don't have to get 10 stacks off, you just have to get the one stack off. So like you see here, we just sit in this circle until the last second, and then the mortar falls. The mortar does good damage to her actually, and ends up dying. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward through this part because this is through the destroyer zone, which is the next zone, and you can run straight through it. Just hug the right wall, and so you don't have to fight a single enemy in here. I'm not sure if it's designed to be this way or not, but I mean, we just ran through. Again, this was our first time, and we just ran through. So this is our third encounter with Scarlet. Now this one, if you ever went through the Queen's Gauntlet, which I think a lot of you probably have, you might remember the first boss, which was, pretty sure his name was Hammerfell. And what he did was a huge frontal hammer smash, basically, that would one-shot you if you're standing in it. Now, the good thing is, it doesn't he can't rotate, or she can't rotate when she does it. So she's kind of stuck in place, and it's not like a kill shot where the kill shot can just rotate and follow someone around. So all you have to do is just pay attention to like how her moves are choreographed, and you can see her doing the hammer swing. It's probably a good 2-second charge up before she does it, and all you have to do is just walk right through her. If you're standing in front of her, just walk through her to the other side because she can't turn. So anyway, it's a pretty easy fight. You can see we burned her down, and yep, so she's gone, and we are going to move on to the next zone. Okay, so I decided not to show the other zone because there's absolutely nothing there. No, you just have to walk through and you'll be okay. So I'm just gonna skip straight to the final boss, and this is in the center of Crown Pavilion. Once you get up here, she'll do her little speech and you know, blab on and on about how she's the greatest, that she's gonna kill us, and how we like to poop at her parties. But anyway, when this fight starts going, you can see she has the buff on again. So doing damage to her is not going to be an option. What you just saw there was the key to this fight. She will shoot like almost like an arcing arrow, and it'll hit a little AoE spot, and she'll teleport to that place. And then all of a sudden you'll see like these little ripples come out, and that's torment. So if you get hit by that, you're gonna get torment, and she actually stacks it pretty high. So you can see this is in the point of view of Ceres. And what he did there was he was hugging the barrel, and she shot at him. And once she shot at him, she actually hit the barrel. So the buff comes off, we can damage her. You can see how fast she drops when she has that buff off. So the buff's about to go back on, you can see it flashing, and we are getting back to the barrels. And hoping she shoots again. And actually, just 2 times in a row, she shot another one. So we're going to come back and try to do as much damage as possible. So that's the gist of the fight, really. You gotta stand by the barrels and make sure she uses that arrow. That teleporting arrow, I'm not sure what to call it. Maybe like an arcing arrow, that's kind of what it looks like. And you gotta make sure she hits the barrels with that, or else she's just not gonna do anything. You're not gonna be able to attack her. But again, it's really easy. It probably helps if you're a ranged class, because you don't have to move from a barrel, but even for melee, it's very easy. So this is us just finishing up the fight. Here she goes with her last arrow hitting the barrel, and she's dead for sure. So she's going to get up on here and proclaim how she lost, she can't believe it, and basically she's going to take her revenge. Okay guys, I hope that this video could have been a help to some of you, maybe someone struggling, or you haven't been into the dungeon yet and you're just wondering what to expect. This whole purpose, this whole reason why I make these videos, all I really want to do is help people who need the help. So, if you like the video, make sure you subscribe and share it with your friends and let them know what we're all about, making Guild Wars 2 builds and making sure you guys have guides to get through the content that's releasing every 2 weeks. If you are watching this video, I do want to make an announcement that we are working on a decent sized video where we are going to be talking about the past, present, and future of Guild Wars 2, and we're going to be talking about a lot of aspects of the game, so make sure you look out for that. Anyway, this has been birdn from birdn.com, and thanks for watching, guys.